Oletola decided to, well, he's already appointed his own guys, right? He himself didn't conduct any election since there is a case in court. Then the appeal ruled in favor of the APC chairman. Adeleke appealed that to go to, I think, Supreme Court or something. So maybe Supreme Court now ruled, finally, that the APC guys should go back to the office. So by that ruling, by the time the Supreme Court was going to deliver his own judgment, Adeleke was already planning to conduct election because there was a prior Supreme Court judgment that said that any state that failed to conduct local government elections should not be paid the local government allocations. So Adeleke was now plotting to legitimize his own appointees by conducting local government election. That was when the Supreme Court delivered the judgment that those APC guys, they were duly elected and they must be returned. Voila, constant. You remember that? Are you kind of remembering now? Yeah, they killed themselves when the APC guys wanted to forcefully take over the local government following the Supreme Court ruling. But Adeleke's men were like, no, you can't take this local government. It's impossible, this and that. At the end of the day, it all ended in deadlock. It was an opportunity for Tinubu to now, right, pull his weight. He just ordered his own finance ministry not to release local government allocation to Osun State. I think they've not released that since March. Yeah? And it is unconstitutional, by the way, but the same Tinubu appointed a sole administrator after removing an elected governor of Rivers State, the Fulbara, right? He appointed a sole administrator and he ordered with immediate effect that the local government allocations of the state should be released to Abom, right? So Adeleke is now saying, how is that legal? And what I have done is not legal. It is a legal logjam. Ozekome has something to say about that.
The federal government needs to understand and be on the same page, legally speaking, based on all of this back and forth. If the Attorney General's office is saying, we are trying to understand what the court is saying on this matter, and so far, we cannot release the fund. And if it's political, should the people of the state be punished?
Now, it is
by the withholding of the allocation.
Let me tell you, it is highly political. Because the Attorney General wrote a letter dated March 21, to the Minister of Finance and the coordinating Minister of the Economy to release the funds due to the local governments to the APC. Officials of whom he knew very well had been sacked from office and never reinstated by any court of law. He knew that. The Bola Tinubu administration, with all respect, should be guided by history so that we do not become like the Bourbons of European history that learned nothing and forgot nothing. As governor of Lagos State, he challenged the withholding of funds meant for Lagos State by the then President Obasanjo government. The Supreme Court held that the federal government could never withhold the funds meant for local governments in the state. That all you could say is that Lagos State has 20 recognized local governments. The creation of additional 47, the funds will not go to them, but the funds must be released. So I would have thought that if the Attorney General gave proper advice, proper guidance, which is his role as protector and defender of the national will, the national will, the people's interest, I do not see President Bola Tinubu, who himself is a rights in his own right, and say no. And let me say this: if the Attorney General failed to give the president the right advice, it is a failure on his part. And if he did give that advice, and Mr. President refused. All he needed to do is to resign from office. If I'm Attorney General and I give advice to the president, which I know is grounded in law, and he refuses to take the advice, I will resign. When Dario was removed from office, I wrote an article then. Yeah, yes, President Jonathan, you can declare a state of emergency. You can declare a state of emergency in a state. But you cannot remove a governor from office. A governor can only be removed under Section 177. And the then Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Bello Adoke, advised President Jonathan a state of emergency could be declared based on the clear and present danger facing us. But you cannot remove a governor. And of course, the president abided by that decision. So as of today, after the court sanctioned fresh elections in Osun State, and the elections were held, and the PDP councillors and the chairmen are in place, they ought to receive their allocation.
I don't know why.
There should be nothing barring it at all.
I don't know why I put thing.
Okay. So why is Tinubu acting as a dictator? Your fake constitution. Yeah. It is your fake constitution that gives him that power. Because inside that fake Decree 24 of 1999, written by the military, handed to their civilian partners in crime. And since then, they've been doing different amendments here and there. But guess what? Goodluck Ebere Jonathan said, if he was to use his power as enshrined in that constitution that they use all those big words to hide, he said if he was to use 10% of the power of the president in Nigeria, there will be a dictator, like a dictator. Because everything comes to you. Everything has to come to you. That's why you get to see some of the advisors. They say, Mr. President has directed the police IG. The Mr. President has directed the defense chiefs. The Mr. President has directed who? Why is he directing everyone? Why does anyone need his direction? Because in that your fake constitution, the power revolves around just one person. All of those institutions you have, they are just mere decorations, appendages of a dictator. No amount of amendment can change that. Nozeko may also say something on that too, right?
Constitutional amendment, rule of law in light of the NBA conference. I don't know that you are well grounded in this matter.
I'm grounded in it.
But the question here, the lesson I want us to learn and perhaps to give is this issue of local government is a very sore point in our history.
What we should do from the system in 1976 in Nigeria? It became a third tier of government. The federal government, state government, and local governments.
But there are those who argue,
and there
are those who argue that is not a thought.
No, it is.
That as a federating unit, the state, how the federating unit stand in the 1999 Constitution. The federating unit stands as its own, on its own, and the affairs of the federating unit should not be interfered by the central government, as though he can be able to determine. And these are some of the arguments made by the Bola Tinubu administration in Lagos, that the states should be allowed, and Osun State also pushed that debate in court when they follow the Lagos debate on how the federating unit should be able to determine its own destiny.
Let me say this. The federating units in Nigeria are federal government, the states, and the local governments. And you can find them. Nigeria is a federation made up of 36 states and 774 local government areas. And even Section 162 of the Constitution, which establishes the state joint local government account, realizes that There are 3 tiers that you have to share money to. That was why at the 2014 National Conference, we argued, the 492 delegates, that we should make Nigeria a 2-tier government, federal and state. But as of today, I want anyone to challenge me on this. Nigeria is a 3-tier federation, not 2. And coming to this issue I discussed before, let me emphasize this point, that the position of the Attorney General is so crucial to our well-being. Under Section 150 of the Constitution, is appointed as the chief lawmaker, law officer of the federation, who can sue and be sued on behalf of the federal government. In some countries, the Attorney General is not only the guardian of the public interest, he can even take up cases on behalf of the people. Now, ministers, on the other hand, you will find under sections 147, 148, 149, 150 of the Constitution. They are highly political. They are appointed by the president, and they are to be given functions like the vice president. That's why the people say the vice president is actually a spare tire, because it's left for the president to give him functions like a minister or not. But the Attorney General, again, specifically was created as an office. And under Section 174 of the Constitution, it can institute criminal proceedings, discontinue, and continue. Meaning that he occupies a certain sensitive position.
Very sensitive.
So I am saying here again now that in their constitutional amendment, which I do not believe in, because we continue to amend 1 million amendments times 1 million amendments plus 1 million amendments, cannot kill the Constitution of its original sin of being a military position not subjected to referendum of the people. I will never tire saying it. But whatever they are doing, the first thing they will do, if that is the way they still want to go for now, is to separate the office of the Attorney General of the Federation from that of the Minister of Justice.
All right.
The Minister of Justice could be an ordinary minister. He can meet with other ministers at political parties that they love. And slogan here. Right. But the Attorney General should be highly professional.
Give me a moment. We need to go on a break.
It's all right. We're also calling it a night too. So I'll leave you with that. And I want to say a big thank you to every one of you again. And yes, to those of you who are like sharing and liking and all that. So we believe that this phase will also pass. And that is the phase where majority of you don't even get the notification that Mayegun is live, right? So keep sharing and keep subscribing. And of course, to the my donors, thank you very much to every one of you who has kind of like reached out, okay? So if you, by any chance, want to, please use that PayPal. Or better still, if you are within the UK, you can use the diaspora account as well. I'll get it, all right? Thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening or night, and I will see you again. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Ayébi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Ayébi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun Diary, Ayébi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary, Ayébi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary, Ayébi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Ayébi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary, Ayébi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Ayébi #1.
Mayegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Mayegun Diary, Ayébi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ o làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
jíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti